Stay tuned next for our Game of the Week, high school football on TV7, TV 34, a presentation of TV7 Sports. Our Game of the Week, local area high school football, coming up next.
Would you please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem by the Warrior Marching Band?
Ladies and gentlemen, a very pleasant good evening from TV7 and Cable Channel 7 here in Pontotoc as we get set for the third week of action in high school football here on your local Sports Connection as we get set for a great ball game here tonight against another big rivalry coming up, Pontotoc hosting South here. And I have Mike Soup Campbell with me along with Greg Collins, later to be joined also by Chuck Robinson, and we're happy to be bringing you the action tonight. And Mike, I tell you what, we appreciate you joining us tonight for the first time in this 2000 campaign, and I know you're excited about the game tonight. And you know, South Pontotoc definitely has to come in wondering what they must do to try to stay in the game and make it a competitive game, because you know they could be overmatched here tonight. We've seen Pontotoc's gotten a good start, 2-0 here on the season.
Yeah, Bill, I appreciate the invitation to be up here tonight and to bring you this ball game live from Warrior Field. It should be an exciting ball game. It's always a real big contest anytime that South Pontotoc and Pontotoc meet on any kind of playing field, whether it be football, baseball, basketball. It really doesn't matter. Like you mentioned earlier, South Pontotoc has to be looking for a way that they will be able to find a way to pick up that first victory on the year. They lost opening game of the year to Tishomingo County, and then lost last week to another county rival in North Pontotoc, 9-6 in a very close game that was a real big defensive battle. And the Cougars started off with a fumble recovery right off the opening kickoff, but just could never regroup and get everything going. But I'm sure they're looking for something to happen here early tonight to look for a way to break into this game early. Pontotoc is very strong this year with a lot of size and speed that will be big for the South Pontotoc Cougars to overcome, but that's why they play the game, because you never can tell to the opening kickoff exactly what's going to happen.
And you know, last week, Greg, Pontotoc really had some players to stand out against Oxford in a very good ball game I know you were at. And of course, the young man, the kicker here, is doing an excellent job. Kicked a 46-yarder last week that would have been good from even a little bit further. And of course, Ellis Scott always a factor, Dedrick Clark, and the quarterback for Pontotoc has really come on strong. So the South has to really find a way to try to slow some of these guys down.
That's exactly right, Bill. You know, as Mike mentioned, South's coming off a disappointing loss last week's game to North Pontotoc, another in-county rival. And you know, starting off 0-2 like this, they've got to be looking for some kind of momentum to get started and try to capitalize against the Warriors. But like we talked about already, the size of the Warriors they're a lot bigger than South Pontotoc, and they've just got to be struggling, scratching their heads about how they're going to get anything started against the Warriors tonight.
That's right, and we'll see exactly what does happen on the field. And I tell you what, we appreciate all of our sponsors bringing us to action week to week here on TV7. And Mike, if you would, we'll go down the sponsor list and tell each and everybody who's bringing you the games here on Cable Channel 7 in Pontotoc.
Tonight, sponsors of the game tonight are Tudor Funeral Home here in Pontotoc, Jackson Implement, our John Deere dealer here in Pontotoc on 15, Montgomery Drugstore. Mr. Billy Montgomery and crew do a great job out there at the drugstore. First National Bank here in Pontotoc, Buddy Montgomery and all his staff. Glad to be a sponsor of tonight's game. JB's Quick Stop on the corner of 15 and 6 here in Pontotoc. Russell Oil Company, the People's Bank, Hangouts Daycare, Ken Nallen Insurance and crew, OneCall.com, J.C. Aaron and crew here in Pontotoc, Daffodil Flowers and Finery of Pontotoc, Charlie Robinson Cattle Buyers, Stringer Discount Homes in Houston, Pontotoc and Woodland, Stegall Ford on 15 Bypass here in Pontotoc, proud to be a sponsor of tonight's game between the South Pontotoc Cougars and Pontotoc Warriors. Classics Interior, professional vinyl siding installation located in Houston, Mississippi, and Hunter's Hollow of Oxford. All proud to be sponsors of tonight's Class 3A matchup between the South Pontotoc Cougars and our Pontotoc Warriors.
And guys, with that, I tell you what, I think we'll take a break and hear from some sponsors, and we'll be back with more here, the pregame show here from Pontotoc as they get set for the Cougars of South just across the way. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to action here as we get set for a great contest here tonight between Pontotoc and South Pontotoc. Pontotoc coming in 2-0 on the season, victories over the Trojans of Bruce and the Chargers of Oxford. South losing a heartbreaker last week to North Pontotoc. And we're getting excited about the game here. And Mike, I tell you what, there's a big crowd on hand for both schools. And once again, it's going to be a game where South's going to try to hang in, make it competitive throughout. This was not a competitive ball game in 1999, and we'll see if they can do anything about it in 2000.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a condition here. The rain here last night was pretty heavy at times, and it's drizzled on and off and had a little bit of heavy rain part of the day today, and the playing conditions are going to be wet, and that's something that these kids have not had the luxury of experiencing any of this year so far. We've been needing rain, and we've definitely got it here in the last night or so, and damp conditions could play a big factor here tonight in holding on to the ball. It'll be interesting to see if either team could take advantage of the wet conditions and turn it into their favor. Here come the Pontotoc Warriors onto the playing field. And now here come the South Pontotoc Cougars breaking through the banner.
Mike, just as you mentioned a while ago, the weather could play a factor here tonight. Both of these teams have a lot of young players, you know, never have really experienced this kind of weather, and it could very well play a factor. Could see a few turnovers due to the slick conditions. You just never know when you got weather like this how it'll come into play.
I don't really think it will affect Pontotoc's game plan any here. I would say they're going to try to ground out the football here. They've had a strong performance this year by their big number 42 Ellis Scott and number 22 Dietrich Clark. Also had some good running out of a young man first year to play high school football. Number 2 Jeff Kirk has also looked good running the ball along with number 21 James White. So I'm going to say Pontotoc will probably come out and try to just ground it out on the ground and see if they can't get a running game established here early. South Pontotoc has also some running experience so far this year from what I can gather from looking at game details, and looks like that. I'm going to say both teams will probably try to come out running the ball, and it'll be interesting to see what they can do with it.
Sure will. I'm sure with the weather like it is, they both will try to keep it on the ground as we're getting ready for the opening kickoff here tonight. Looks like Pontotoc will be back to receive, and South will be kicking off to the Warriors.
Pontotoc looks like they've set up for a short kickoff here. I'm not exactly sure what they're expecting right here, but you never can tell here off the opening kickoff what's going to happen with all kind of excitement in the air. It will definitely be an interesting game, and we're fixing to get it underway right now with the kickoff coming. James White returns the ball for the Warriors. Hole up the middle, brought down at about the 42-yard line.
Brought down by number 34, Pruitt, after about a 20-yard gain on the return, and they did get the short kick that they were expecting, it looks like.
Yeah, they really did, with the quarterback Jason McBride coming up under center. Crenshaw here. Looks like the Warriors will start out with Ron Winter split wide right with Brian Rooker, number 30, split to the other side.
Looks like one of the referees here has got something in his eyes starting the game here.
Guys, how many times you see that starting the ball game out? A referee timeout on the kickoff. I tell you, it's welcome weather from the last couple of weeks with the temperatures dropping tremendously. It seems like winter almost compared to what we've had to face.
Yeah, it's real pleasant tonight. Good cool breeze blowing. Perfect playing conditions here for the start of this game here. McBride on the keeper, straight up the middle. Number 11 for the Cougars. Josh Enos leading the way for the Cougar defense on the tackle. Pick up all the way to the 48-yard line. Bring up second down 4. McBride back under center. Looks left and right, calling signals. Ellis Scott, the ball carrier, straight up the middle on the left side. A host of Cougars make the tackle.
Looks like he's very close to the first down.
Leading the charge for the Cougars, number 56, Cade Austin, on the tackle. And they do signal first down. First down, 10 Warriors ball on about the 47-yard line.
Ellis Scott really showing a lot of strength on that carry. He just pushed his way through the Cougars for a gain of about 5 there.
McBride back under center, split backs for the Warriors. Gill straight up the middle, number 21, James White. Cade Austin again leading the way for the Cougars on defense. White picks up yardage all the way across the 45-yard line. Bringing up second and about 8, gain of 2 on the play. Ron Winter bringing the play in to McBride. Winter split wide left. Rob Pickett, number 11, wide right for the Warriors. McBride calls the signal. Scott in motion. Looks like we have also 2 people in motion.
Flag on the play. We'll wait and see what the officials say. May have had a little movement on the offensive line. And that is the call. False start on the offense.
5-yard penalty on the Warriors. Takes the ball back to about the 50-yard line.
Bring up 2nd and 13 for the Warriors here.
McBride back under center for the Warriors. McBride drops back in the pocket. Open is Braden Bishop, number 80, but unable to hit him. Incomplete pass, number 11 for the Cougars. Josh Enos covering on the play with an incomplete pass. Brings up third down and about 13. Ball resting just inside the 50-yard line.
McBride took a pretty good hit after he got rid of that ball, Mike.
Yeah, he sure did. He took a big hit. He was standing back there for quite some time back there in the pocket, and the play was slow to develop. Bishop had a little bit of trouble getting off the line of scrimmage, McBride back under center. Give. 42, Ellis Scott. Cougars doing a very good job of gang tackling right there, Greg. There really wasn't any room there. He got a few yards, but most of it was dragging a couple Cougars down the field.
Yeah, they got good pursuit on the ball that time, and like you say, several Cougars on the tackle that time.
I believe the Cougars set the tone right there for the game. A big defensive stand on the opening drive for the South Pontotoc Cougars after a great starting field position for the Warriors. The Cougar defense really stepped up right there, Greg, and did a great job.
Yeah, they did. That's something they're going to have to continue all night long, as they've held the Warriors, made them punt on this opening.
Bishop's low kick. Taken on about the 15-yard line by number 2 for the Cougars. That'll be Brandon Jamison. Jamison returned the ball to about the 22-yard line, where it'll be first down Cougars. 9:01 remaining in the first quarter here at Warrior Field on the campus of Pontotoc High School. But this matchup between South Pontotoc and Pontotoc has started out in a defensive battle. The Cougars hold first here, and it'll be up to the Pontotoc Warriors to return favor right here. Look like number 40, Mark Gregory, on the reverse for the Cougars. Gain up to about the 26-yard line, it looks like.
Looked like a gain of about 3 or 4 on the play. Ball on the 26-yard line.
Jamison coming up under center here for the Cougars. Campbell, the ball carrier, straight up the middle. Met there by Ella Scott. 32, Josh Campbell on the carry for the Cougars, straight up the middle.
On the carry is Josh Campbell. Scott and Hooker makes the stop.
He got close to the first down, but I believe he's going to be about a yard short on this attempt.
I believe you're correct there, Greg. Ball coming to rest on about the 31-yard line. Looks like he needs about the 32 for the first down. Jamison back under center for the Cougars. Campbell, the ball carrier again. Number 22, Dietrich Clark. Met him pretty much at the line of scrimmage. Minimal gain, maybe even a loss of a half yard on the play, bringing up about a yard and a half short of the first down. And it looks like the Cougars will punt the ball. So both teams come in running the ball just as we predicted in pregame, and both teams were unsuccessful on their first try here tonight, Greg.
That's right, and here we have the punt by South. Line drive punt. Pontotoc's not going to touch it, and it's down about the 36-yard line.
Brandon Jamison does down the ball on the 36-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Warriors. 7:09 remaining in the first quarter here from Warrior Field in Pontotoc.
Warriors starting out in good field position both drives, but unable to capitalize on the first one. We'll see what they can do here, starting out at about the 35-yard line. 1st and 10.
The Cougars from South Pontotoc don't look intimidated whatsoever here. They've come in with a real solid performance here on the first drive by both teams. McBride gives to Ellis Scott, straight up the middle on the left side. Ball loose on the ground.
South's players saying they have it, but the official saying otherwise. He's saying the play was down and Pontotoc will retain possession of the ball.
21, James White comes up with the ball for the Warriors. Scott with a strong run on the left side for a pickup of about 3 yards, but lost the ball. There's that ball handling in this wet weather that we mentioned earlier also. It could be a big factor here tonight. McBride on the give, straight up the middle, James White, and there is nothing there. The Cougar defense is really, really tough here early going. 82 on the tackle there for the Cougars. Brandon Mask with a big play, big hit. These Cougars are really doing well here on defense here early.
I tell you, Mike, they're really coming off the line of scrimmage, exploding quickly there, South Pontotoc. Very aggressive at the line and able to have some great line play here early in the early moments of the game.
McBride dropping back in the pocket. Pass complete out in the flat to number 21, James White, out of the backfield for a gain of about 8 yards on the play. Ball all the way across to about the 47-yard line.
That will be enough for a first down. Warriors trying to sustain a drive here. Starting off 1st and 10 again here.
Official timeout on the field. And with that time out on the field, we will also take a timeout to hear from some of our sponsors.
Here we are back. Warriors getting ready to take the snap.
Rucker in motion for the Warriors. McBride on the pitch. Cougar defense had him under the way, but he some way got away. Mickey Ward laid a lick back here on the 40-yard line. 82 down on the turf, and he has not moved a muscle. Brandon Mask is down. A crack black block by Brandon. On Brandon Mask by Mickey Ward, and like I said, that doesn't look like a very good situation here early.
Warriors got the ball down to the South Pontotoc 18-yard line, it looks like. And like you say, we do have a Cougar down. We'll want to watch that situation and see just how bad the youngster is hurt.
Official timeout for the injured player with 5:21 remaining here in the first quarter.
That play looked like the Warriors could lose a couple of yards, and they turned it into a big gain there on that play, Mike.
Yeah, they had him corralled for a big loss here on about the 40-yard line, and somehow or another he broke loose with his speed and strength and took it around the other way where there was no one for the Cougars over there, and picked up big yardage all the way down to the 18-yard line, where the Warriors will take 1st and 10 from that point. McBride back under center. To right for the Warriors. James White is the carrier.
That's White on the carry. Stop made for number 56, Austin.
56 Austin again on the tackle for the Cougars. He's been very active here early point in the game here, Greg. This Cougar defense, they've been real stingy except for giving up the one big pay.
I think that's the thing they have to do tonight, is just watch for those big plays. You know, that's what's going to hurt them in this game.
McBride back in under center. Ron Winter split right. Brian Rucker split left. McBride drops back on the roll. Quarterback keeper McBride using some of his strength to carry number 30 for the Cougars down the field. On the tackle is Marcus Randall for the Cougars. Close to first down yardage on the play.
Plays like that, you can see where the size and the strength of the Warriors really makes a lot of difference against this Cougar defense.
They are a little short on the play. The Warriors are bringing up 3rd down and 1. Ball resting just inside the 10-yard line. McBride back under center. Full house backfield. Dietrich Clark on the carry for the Warriors. Looks like he got about to the 5 there. Tackle made by 56 Austin, and Gregory, number 40, on the tackle for the Cougars. Ball resting right dead on the 5-yard line, bringing up 1st and goal Warriors from the 5.
Cougars really going to have to step it up here to hold them, put up a goal line stand here and keep them out of the end zone.
McBride dropping straight back, gives off to Dietrich Clark, who finds end zone for the Warriors. 5-yard run by number 22, Dietrich Clark, brings the first points of the game. With 3 minutes 57 seconds left in the first quarter, Pontotoc strikes with a 5-yard plunge by number 22, Dietrich Clark. Number 3, Robert Bass in for the Warriors out of the Rob Pickett hold for the extra point try here for the Warriors. Robert Bass is the young man that, Bill, you talked about earlier in the game that has done an excellent job for the Warriors so far.
He has really come on and really had a good leg this year, and he's going to be a kicker that Coach Robinson can really depend on here throughout the 2000 season.
Bass's kick is no good.
Well, just as I get that out of my mouth. You're going to miss one every once in a while.
Wet ball definitely had something to do with that one right there. It was just a knuckle ball straight off the tee. Never had a chance to really get any height on the ball, and was no good.
Looked like he had a little pressure coming from the Cougar defense also on that play.
And guys, as we take a look at South Pontotoc over here after the touchdown, it's 7-0. We'll take a break and hear from some of our fine sponsors here. Be back with more here from Pontotoc. You stay with us.
Back live at Warrior Field, where the Warriors strike first here in this 3A matchup for a 6-0 lead over the Cougars. The point after was no good. Once again, the wet conditions play havoc on the footing. Number 12, Willie Krupp, on the return for the Cougars, slip and fell trying to get his footing there, and ball will be placed on about the 6-yard line, make that the 7-yard line for the start of this Cougar drive. Backs against the wall here right off the bat, Greg.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for the Cougars. Looked like he had a little room to run, but like you say, he just lost his foot in there in this slick grass, and they have to start their drive about the 6-yard line.
Jamison comes under center for the Cougars. Number 5, Malone on the carry for the Cougars. Flag on the play.
Waiting for the official to give an explanation of the flag. Do have a face mask against Pontotoc.
That should help the Cougars right there. 5-yard inadvertent face mask. Brings the ball on up to about the 12 or 13-yard line, where it'll be first down and 5. Ball on the 13. Jamison back under center for the Cougars. Oh, the big play by the Warrior defense there. Really was nowhere to go. Making the stop for the Warriors is 60. Mays.
Looked like a loss back to the 6-yard line. That's about the original line of scrimmage, and there was a fumble on the play, but South did retain possession of the ball.
The ball is back on the 6-yard line, where it'll be second down and 10 for the Cougars. Jamison back under center for the Cougars. Warrior defense back in his face. He really wanted to, I think, throw downfield to number 2, Brandon Jamison, but there just was no time there. The Warrior defense was back there very quickly there, Greg, and just had nowhere to go.
Warrior defense looking strong on this as South's trying to get a drive started. The Warriors are just overpowering them right now and just pushing them back as they're backed up to about the 3-4 yard line.
The Warriors do look like they have a burst of life here. South Pontotoc calls a timeout with 2:09 remaining in the first quarter. The score is Pontotoc Warriors 6, South Pontotoc 0. And with the timeout on the field, we'll also take a timeout here in the booth. Back live on Warrior Field, Jamison up under the center for the Cougars. Ball straight up the middle on the give. The middle of the Warrior defense holds up real well there. Bringing up 4th down. Ball at about the 5-yard line.
Bring up 4th and 12 for the Cougars, and they'll be punting in this situation. Punting out of their own end zone.
Ron Winter drops deep for the Warriors. Good roll there on the kick.
Pontotoc will be starting in excellent field position once again as they're already into Cougar territory, starting on about the 38-yard line.
And you know, guys, South is in a really tough division in there with Shannon and Amory and Houston. And, you know, Mike, it doesn't get much tougher than that.
It really doesn't. We were talking the other day, it's hard to believe that both North and South, along with Pontotoc, all 3 Pontotoc County schools are 3A schools. It's hard to believe that. Long pass on the play by McBride, intended for number 82, Ron Winter. Falls incomplete. 21 for the Cougars. Chad Pettit on the coverage for the Cougars. The incomplete pass brings up 2nd down and 10. Ball on about the 38-yard line for the Pontotoc Warriors. Back to the 3A division. Yes, it is. It's brutal in 3A, and like I was saying, it's hard to believe that North and South Pontotoc can be 3A school, and big school like Corinth can also be 3A. It's hard to believe that. Big Ellis Scott, the ball carrier. The Cougars trying to strip him of the ball, but are unsuccessful in doing so. Jamison on the tackle for the Cougars, along with number 78, Tudor. Timeout on the field for a measurement.
Looks like he's awfully close to the 1st down, maybe about a half a yard short.
And you are correct, Greg. He is short of 1st down yardage.
Ellis Scott, he's just a powerful running back. Looking at the size of him and compared to the Cougar defense, he's as big as most of the defensive players for South.
He really is. He is. It's amazing how big the kids in high school football are these days. They seem to get bigger and bigger. Pontotoc got from top to bottom, has got one of the biggest squads that I can remember ever at Pontotoc. Third down and 1. Ball on the 28-yard line. McBride back under center. Give straight up the middle. James White met as soon as he crossed the line of scrimmage. Big hit by number 50, Mitch Baldwin for the Cougars.
That was a good defensive stop by number 50 there on that play. He just met him right at the line, and made a good tackle, just wrapped him up and took him right down.
Picture perfect tackle there by the Cougars, stopping him for no gain on the play. And it brings up a 4th down situation here for the Warriors. It looks like they're bringing in some big heavy backs to block here on this 4th down try. McBride getting the signal from the sideline from Coach Dennis Robbins.
Knew they'd be going for it here on 4th and 1.
Full house backfield. Dietrich Clark
Fumble
lost the ball. Cougars do have the ball. Big swing of events right there, Greg. After great opening field position, Cougar defense comes up big one more time and comes up with a great big turnover here late in the 1st quarter.
That's right, Mike, and they needed something to kind of swing the momentum into their favor, and maybe their offense can get something started here and keep them in this ball game instead of down 6-0 right here in the first quarter.
Jamison brings his team up from the 28-yard line, 1st and 10 Cougars. Josh Campbell, number 32, the ball carrier for the Cougars. Straight up the middle. Number 34, Westbrooks, and number 41 for the Warriors, Lester Jones, make the stop for the Warriors. No gain on the play for the Cougars. Bringing up second down and 10. Ball on the 28-yard line. And at the end of the first quarter, the score, Pontotoc Warriors 6, South Pontotoc Cougars 0. With a timeout on the field, we'll take a timeout also. Back live at Warrior Field, ball on the 28-yard line. Second down and 10 for the Cougars. Fumble on the play. Warriors had several defensive people in the backfield causing havoc here. Charge led by 34 Westbrooks and 41 Lester. Cougars do retain possession, bringing up third down and about 11. Ball on the 27-yard line.
Just as we talked about before we started this game, we have had several drop balls already tonight, and the wet weather has been a factor already.
Jamison back under center. Drops straight back in the pocket. Long throw.
Number 26, Jeffrey Hall on the coverage for Pontotoc. Put a good hit on him just as the ball was arriving.
Bringing up 4th down and 11. Ball on the 27. 32, Josh Campbell drops back for the Cougars in punt formation. Back deep for the Warriors, number 82, Ron Winter. Snap to Campbell. Campbell gets off a low line drive kick, which comes to rest on about the 48-yard line.
Kick was almost blocked on that play, Mike, as number 22, Dietrich Clark, got in there and put a lot of pressure on the punter that time.
Yeah, he really did. Wasn't very much blocking there by the Cougar line on that play. Had several Warriors in the backfield, Dietrich Clark being the main concern there. He almost got the ball. Somehow or another, Campbell got the punt off, and the Warriors start out on their own 48-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. Jason McBride up under center. Split backs in the backfield. Ron Winter split wide to the right. Ball goes to Winter.
Good tackling by the Cougars that time. Number 30, Randall, on the play with help from number 50, Mitch Baldwin.
That was a big lick there. That was a nice hit downfield after the catch by Winter. Bringing up second down and about 3. Ball on the 45-yard line.
Yeah, the Cougar defense trying to put a little emphasis on that lick there, Mike, and show that they're definitely still in this ball game. This is anybody's ball game, and they're definitely here to play. Nice job by the defense.
McBride dropping straight back. Brian Rucker wide open for the Warriors, and he'll get 6. Nice pass there by Jason McBride downfield of Brian Rucker for 6 points there, Greg.
That was a good play. It looked like the pass coverage just kind of got left behind by Rooker on that play, and the quarterback made an excellent throw on the ball, and he was there to catch it. Good play by the Warriors, and they've taken a 12-0 lead here in the second quarter.
Looked like the defensive back bid on the out pattern there. It was a little down and out, and Pontotoc looks like they'll go for 2 here in the early going here in the second quarter. McBride under center with a full house backfield. The ball given to Dietrich Clark straight up the middle. And the 2-point conversion is successful for the Warriors. with 10 minutes, 16 seconds left in the second quarter here at Warrior Field. The Warriors take a 14-0 lead over the South Pontotoc Cougars.
You know, you may see, we've seen the South Pontotoc defense on the field a lot tonight. You may see a little fatigue setting in on them early in the game, but they're going to have to find a way to keep the fire going and try to stop these Warriors tonight.
We'll take a quick break, guys, and be right back with more here from Pontotoc. Stay with us.
Back live at Warrior Field. Robert Bass comes forward on the kickoff for the Warriors. 12. Willie Corrupt on the return for the Cougars. Ball across the 20-yard line to the 22, where Dietrich Clark makes the stop for the Warriors. At that point where the Cougars will bring their offense back on field, where it'll be 1st and 10 South Pontotoc from their own 22-yard line.
Mike, this Cougar offense is going to have to try to find a way to get some momentum going and try to get a good drive going this time. Try to put some points on the board, stay in this ball game as they fell behind 14-0 early in the second quarter.
Defense has played real well for the Cougars here. A couple big breaks for the Warriors to put the 14 points up. Cougar offense has got to get some momentum definitely right here. Jameson back under center. Number 40 on the end around for the Cougars. Ella Scott stopped Gregory after a gain of approximately 3 yards on the play, up to the 25-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down from the Cougar 25-yard line. 2nd down and 7. 9:41 remaining here in the first half of play from Warrior Field. South Pontotoc quarterback Jameson under center. Naked bootleg turned into a handoff for the Cougars. That was Campbell, the ball carrier, met by Westbrooks. Loss on the play.
Bring up a 3rd down and 7 for the Cougars, and they need to try to capitalize and get a 1st down so they can get something started here on offense.
It appears here that the Cougar offense is just a step slow. The Warriors defense has really got charged up here and are in the backfield and across the line of scrimmage before Jameson really gets out from under center, it looks like. Jameson back deep to throw. Pass complete. Rob Pickett, number 11, covering for the Warriors. Campbell on the reception. Josh Campbell, number 32 for the Cougars. Gain of about 1 yard, bringing up 4th down and 6. Ball on the Cougar 26.
South be forced to punt once again here.
Josh Campbell drops deep for the Cougars to punt. Ron Winter back deep to receive. Campbell gets off a low line drive kick taken by Winter at the 41-yard line. Winter has a lot of speed and is trying to get outside right now. The Cougars bring him down on about the 32-yard line, but there's a flag on the play. Number 10 for the Cougars, Holton. Waiting for the call from the field from the referee on the flag that is dropped on about the 35-yard line. Holding against the Warriors is the preliminary call on the field. Be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Taking the ball back to the 45-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Warriors from that point.
You know, Mike, that was the best punt the Cougars have been able to get off so far, but Winter was ready and he made a good return and got the Warriors back in good field position once again.
Officials call timeout, conferring over something that happened on the field. I'm not sure exactly what that was about. They signal they're ready to go now. McBride back up under center. Split backs in the backfield. Winter left, Rucker right for the Warriors. McBride on the give to James White. Big hole outside. James White all the way up to the 25-yard line. Big hole at the initial line of scrimmage, and he broke it outside, Greg, and had a lot of green pasture in front of him there.
He had lots of running room, Mike, and like you say, he had good blocking there and just opened it up to the outside there, and big gain on the play. Gets it all the way down to about the 25-yard line where it's 1st and 10 for the Warriors.
Cougars really need to come up big right here with a defensive stop here to keep this game in check right here. McBride drops straight back, throws outside to number 82, Winter. Winter sidesteps the initial tackler all the way down to about the 3-yard lines where he'll be spotted down at about the 3-yard line. Ron Winter with a big catch and run there after McBride pass, taking the Warriors down where it'll be 1st and 10. First to make that 1st and goal, Warriors from about the 3.5-yard line.
I tell you, this Ron Winter kid, Mike, has really been impressive when I've seen him play here, especially the first game against Bruce. He has really been able to do a lot of things. I think we're going to see a lot out of this young man this year, and I tell you, I really like the way he plays. Very tough kid.
He really is. He's got real good speed and good hands. McBride takes the snap and gives it off to Dietrich Clark on the left side in the end zone for another Warrior score. With 7 minutes remaining in the first half, Warriors now lead 20-0 against the South Pontotoc Cougars. Robert Bass, number 3, into the ball game to attempt the extra point for the Warriors out of the number 11 Rob Pickett hole.
We already talked about this as a talented young kicker. Missed the first PAT, but let's see if he can capitalize on this one.
Good snap. Pickett puts the ball on the tee, and it is up and good. With 7 minutes remaining here in the first half, it is now Pontotoc Warriors 21, the South Pontotoc Cougars. With a timeout on the field, we'll also take a timeout for some sponsors. Back to action here at Pontotoc. Robert Bass comes forward for the kickoff. Same incident that happened earlier in the game. Bad footing for the Cougars. Knee goes down on about the 10-yard line, Greg, and it's just another unfortunate situation that under normal circumstances wouldn't have happened, except for the rain that we got has caused a little bit of bad footing here.
That's right. We talked about that earlier, and so far it seems like it's gone more against the Cougars tonight than it has against the Warriors. Of course, we've seen some balls dropped on both sides, but Cougars, we've seen them slip down a couple of times and seen them fumble the ball a couple of times, and it's really hurt them in the early stages of this ball game.
Number 15, Jamie Jamison, comes up under center for the Cougars. Number 2 comes around on the end around, Brandon Jamison for the Cougars. Rucker and Bishop chase Jamison out on about the 16-yard line. Flag on the play. The call on the field is against the Warriors. Illegal use of the hands, I believe, is the call. 5-yard penalty, takes the ball all the way to the 26-yard line. That was a 10-yard penalty for illegal use of the hands there, helping the Cougars out of a hole right there and giving them a lot better field position here to start this drive on about the 26-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Cougars. Brandon Jamison brings the Cougars to the line. Westbrooks with a big stop there on the play for the Warriors. Number 5, Malone, on the carry there for the Cougars. Really had nowhere to go
He really didn't, Mike. The Warriors just busted through the line of scrimmage. I believe they had read the play there pretty well and just busted through and met him before he could even get to the line of scrimmage. Looks like a loss of about 3 yards on that play.
Westbrook, from his down lineman position, has been in the backfield most of the night here for the Warriors here in the early stages of this game, and it has come up big here several times. Jamison fakes the ball to Jamison. Ball given straight up the middle.
Number 6, Michael Baker on the carry. Not much room to go anywhere there.
Another big play by the Warrior defense here. They've really shown a lot of life here in the last couple series. Beginning to come around well here. The defense is for Pontotoc. South Pontotoc still having trouble keeping the Warrior defense out of the backfield so the play can get developed here. Jamison back under center. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Single back in the backfield. Jamison. Pass complete to number 2, Brandon Jamison. Flag on the play.
I believe we'll have an illegal block on the Cougars on that play as one of the Cougars put a block in the back against the Warriors there.
And it is a clip, is the call on the field.
Don't see that. See it?
Warriors trying to decide if they're going to take the penalty or not. And then the penalty is declined, bringing up 4th down and about 13 yards to go for the Cougars' first down. Ball on the 22-yard line. 5 minutes and 4 seconds here remaining in the first half of play here from Warrior Field. Josh Campbell back in punt formation for the South Pontotoc Cougars. Number 82, Ron Winter, back deep to receive for the Warriors. High snap. Campbell having trouble with the ball. Loses the ball. Braden Bishop recovers for the Warriors. High snap. Campbell was not able to corral the ball. And looks like number 80, Braden Bishop, comes up with a recovery. Another unfortunate situation there for South Pontotoc. Pontotoc has the ball 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line.
I believe we have a timeout on the field. With that timeout, we'll go to another station break.
It's 59:45. See, I told him at time I got to kill it, so when I get back, I can go right to it and put the head. Just let it keep running. Trying to get used to it. Yeah. It's hard. You want to move that chair closer? Yeah, go. My arm's longer here because I'm reaching way over there.
Gonna be the nail in the coffin right here.
You ready? Not yet. He's coming on second half. He's gonna make his debut.
McBride under center for the Warriors. Give to number 21, James White. Number 30, Randall on the tackle for the Cougars. Pickup of about 3 yards on the play to about the 8-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down for the Warriors from about the 8-yard line.
Cougars got to try to stop them here, Mike. They're already down 21-0. It would be devastating to them to go down 28-0 this early in the game.
Timeout on the field by South Pontotoc.
Guys, with that timeout, we might go over a few of our sponsors bringing you the action here tonight on TV 7, TV 34.
Tudor Funeral Home in Pontotoc. Jackson Implement Company, our John Deere dealer here in Pontotoc, is a proud sponsor of tonight's game. Montgomery Drugs on 15 in Pontotoc. First National Bank, Mr. Buddy Montgomery and staff are proud to be a proud sponsor of tonight's game. JB Quick Stop, Russell Oil Company, the People's Bank, Hangouts Daycare, Ken Nyland Insurance, OneCall.com Incorporated, Daffodils Flowers and Finery, Charlie Robinson Cattle Buyers, Springer Discount Mobile Homes in Houston, Pontotoc and Woodland, Stegall Ford Sales here in Pontotoc, Classic Exteriors Professional Vinyl Siding Installation located in Houston, Mississippi, and Hunter's Hollow of Oxford. All proud to be sponsors of tonight's game between the South Pontotoc Cougars and the Pontotoc Warriors. Back to live action here at Pontotoc. McBride up under center where it'll be 2nd down and 6 on about the 8-yard line. Ball carrier straight up the middle. Clark breaks inside the 5-yard line. Number 40, Gregory, and 72, Ruth, make the stop for the South Pontotoc Cougars on about the 4-yard line where it'll be 3rd down and 2. Ball on the 4-yard line. Be big right here, Greg, to get the South Pontotoc to hold out the Warriors here somehow before halftime.
Yes, it would, Mike. If they could just hold them to a field goal, it'd help their confidence a little bit.
Ellis Scott, the ball carrier, brought down hard. 30 again. Marcus Randall with a big hit for the Cougars. Ball down to about the 3-yard line, it looks like now. Make it less than a yard to go for the first down, but this is a big play right here for the Cougars. They need to stop right here. Already down 21 points. This could be a crucial point here in this game. Flags on the play. Movement on both sides of the ball before the snap. Not exactly sure who the play will go against. The Cougars are pointing toward the Warriors here. And it is against Pontotoc. Illegal procedure. 5-yard penalty.
That's something the Cougars really needed right there. Is they were going to have trouble holding the Warriors because they only liked about a half a yard getting the first down, and maybe the Cougars can come up with a stop here. Now this is going to bring up 4th and 6.
The Warriors do call timeout to gather their heads to see what they're going to do here. And with the timeout here, we have something else to say.
Well, we might talk about it a little bit, Greg. The games coming up with Pontotoc, it's a really tough division as well. We were talking about South Pontotoc, but we got Kossuth, who just lost barely to Itawamba, a good 4A school, 14-7. Then you've got Ripley, who just defeated South Haven, also in this division. And, of course, a very tough and much improved Corinth team who stopped Boonville's 16-game winning streak. So, you know, there's a lot of good action coming up yet in this division here for Pontotoc and a lot of challenges ahead.
Yeah, that Corinth team you have been talking about, they've been so young the last 2 years, and Coach Jimmy Mitchell does a great job getting his kids ready to play, and they have a very good quarterback that can really cause some havoc. He's got a lot of speed and a very good arm also, and like you said, 3A football, it's about like the SEC. People can say what they want to, but week in and week out, some of the toughest games in North Mississippi are definitely in 3A. Back to live action here. McBride under center, 4th down. Dietrich Clark is stopped short of the first down by the South Pontotoc Cougars. Big hole right there, Greg, with 3 minutes before halftime. That was a big play by the Cougar defense.
That was a big play by the defense, but the offense is going to have to get something going and get it out of this deep Warrior territory and just try to run out the first half and try to get something started. It'd be nice if they could get some points on the board before they go in at halftime.
Cougars will be on the 5-yard line to start this drive here. 1st and 10. Cougars on the 5. Jameson up under center for the Cougars. 42, the ball carrier. Bowen
Next stop for Pontotoc, number 12 is Robbins.
Robbins, the stop for the Warriors there.
Had a pretty big hole that time, Mike. See, about the most running room the Cougars have had tonight.
That was a big hole there. That guy looks like he's got some fresh legs in the backfield there. I believe I'd give it to him again until the Warriors could stop that play right up the middle. Jameson does give to Bowen again. Ellis Scott stacks him up, brought down to the turf by 41 for the Warriors. That'll be Jones.
Next stop is Jones and Westbrook.
Third down and 3. Ball on the 13 for the South Pontotoc Cougars here with 2 minutes remaining here in the first half.
Cougars needing to get a first down here. They don't want to give the ball back to the Warriors this late in the half.
Jameson back up under center. End around to number 40. Ellis Scott with a huge play for the Warriors. Big loss on the play. Gregory on the carry. Timeout by the Warriors on the field.
I tell you, Mike, with that, we'll talk more about some of our sponsors, Hunters Hollow in Oxford, your complete hunting supply center. Dunny Guess and all the staff, proud to be a part of the game here tonight. Go by and see them on West Jackson Street. Hunters Hollow, I think he's got like 16,000 square feet there, so huge store loaded with the archery equipment and all of your hunting supply needs. Mossy Oak and more, classic exteriors. Gene King and staff, professional vinyl siding in Houston. Give Gene King a call today. And they travel just many miles, and I think he has 5 crews. So classic exteriors, professional vinyl siding. Stegall Ford here, Mr. Stegall staff, always a proud part of the game here on TV7. Stegall Ford, your Ford dealer, and New Holland Tractors, Ford Tractors and more here in Pontotoc. Also Springer Discount Homes, Houston, Pontotoc, and Woodland, and now in Starkville. Springer, Susan Springer and staff, for many years, proud to be a part of the action here on TV7 and a proud sponsor of all of our schools. Springer Discount Homes and Charlie Robinson Cattle Buyers, also a proud sponsor. We might get Chuck to elaborate on that a little bit more here in the second half, and we'll talk more about Charlie Robinson and the staff there. And I don't know, Greg, if they want us to talk too much about Charlie Robinson or not.
I don't know if these people around Pontotoc want to talk about Charlie. He might need to get Charlie up here to talk. He can do some talking.
You just got to know the guy. Go ahead, Mike.
Campbell back in punt formation for the Cougars. Gets off a low line drive. Ron Winters lets it bounce now, trying to corral it, and he lost control of the ball. Just could not pick the ball up, and the Cougars pounce on it on the 40-yard line. Big play for the Cougars again here in the first half. With a minute and 29 seconds remaining, they have the ball 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line after a mishap by the Warrior return team there, Greg.
That's right. That ball was recovered by number 5, Jimmy Malone, and like I say, that's a break that the Cougars really needed, as they definitely didn't need the Warriors to be able to put any more points on the board here in the first half, as they already trailed 21-0. They would love nothing better to be able to put something on the board and go into the locker room 21-7 or something like that at halftime.
Jameson back under center for the Cougars, lost the handle on the ball, recovered his own fumble.
Recovered by South Pontotoc Jameson.
66. Crump in the backfield, causing disturbance back there for the Warriors. Loss of about 1 yard on the play, bringing up 2nd down and 11 from the 39-yard line. Cougars needing some momentum here going into halftime, hoping for a big play out of their offense. Has been very limited here first half yardage-wise for the Cougar offense. Jameson drops straight back. Long throw down the field. Broken up by number 26, Jeffrey Hall.
Pass was intended for number 2, Brandon Jameson. Like you said, Mike, number 26 made a good play on the ball and just broke up that pass, and no way for the receiver to make a play on it.
Third down and 11. Ball still on the 39-yard line for the Cougar offense.
Well, guys, we got a lot of other good action tonight in the area. Bruce traveled to Water Valley. Also, we have Grenada at Houston, a big game. 2 unbeatens there. That's a dandy going on there in Houston tonight. Also, we'll have some, I'll tell you about some more action here in a little bit.
Fumble on the play. Jameson gives the ball on the end around to number 5, Malone. Picked up his own fumble. Timeout by the Warriors. 4th down. Ball on the 36-yard line. 4th down and about 14 for the Cougars. 17 seconds remain here in the first half from Warrior Field.
Also, some other action we were talking about, Oxford at Ripley, and should be a good game between a 3 and a 4A school there. You know, Oxford played Pontotoc pretty strong. Pontotoc scored late in the game. It was a very close ball game there, you know, most of the way through, but that's other action going on. You've got Biggersville at Vardaman, and Calhoun City is on the road. Some of the other teams we cover tonight, and a lot of good games going on. A big one tonight in Clarksdale, South Panola at Clarksdale, so that'll be a dandy as well to be watching.
Very big games in the area. Like I said, like you mentioned earlier, that Houston Grenada will definitely be a game that should be a very, very close game. Be very well. I'd say I'd have to give the edge to Houston playing in at home tonight, but you never can tell.
Yeah, last year it was a high-scoring affair, like 32-28 at Grenada, and it was one of the best games all year. Houston come away with a win and took a game at Grenada, and should be a good game there at Houston tonight.
Campbell back in punt formation for the Cougars. The ball goes out of bounds on the 49-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Warriors from their own 49-yard line with 10 seconds remaining here in the first half. Live from Warrior Field on the campus of Pontotoc High School.
With just 10 seconds remaining, I think the Cougars be wanting just to run out the clock and get in the locker room and try to come out with, get in there and make a game plan, try to come out and put some points on the board in the second half and try to get something started and get back in this ball game.
I don't believe you'll see anything fancy here from the Warrior offense, where there's a little bit of confusion here on the field. There's a flag on the far sideline. Illegal substitution has the preliminary call on the field. Greg, I believe South Pontotoc broke huddle with 12 men on the field.
I believe that's a call. 15-yard penalty, that's big. As like we've already talked about, Pontotoc's got a good kicker. They could possibly get a few yards and get a field goal in here. But I don't think we'll see that, as they'll probably run out the clock here.
Under dry conditions, I believe I'll give that little kicker a chance here. But I don't believe we'll see anything fancy right here. The Warriors look like they're going to try to strike big here. Rucker down. The Warriors look like they're going to try to get on top of the ball and try to get a field goal attempt here right before halftime. They're in the hurry-up mode. They ran to the line of scrimmage to get over the ball. They're waiting on the chains to get set on the far side of the field. McBride up under center. Takes a snap, falls straight back, throwing long. Ron Winters there. Touchdown, Pontotoc. Huge play right before halftime. South Pontotoc caught sleeping. They were like me, thought Pontotoc would just run out the clock, but a long pass by McBride to number 82, Ron Winter. Big strike right before halftime. The time is off the clock. Robert Bass into the game out of the Rob Pickett hold, trying to add an extra point here as time has expired in the first half. Huge play by Pontotoc offense here to end the first half. Robert Bass waiting the placement on the tee before the snap could get started. Flags are flying everywhere. False start against the Warriors. Back it up 5 yards, and here we will get to see a little bit more of what Robert Bass is really made of. Back him up 5 yards. This is going to be about a 25-yard extra point now, Greg.
Yeah, that's right. We'll get to see what kind of leg the youngster does have. We've been bragging on him tonight, and I believe he'll come through here. But it is a little more of a challenge than it was going to be.
The snap back, Pickett, put the ball down. Big block on the play. Comes out with the 6 shooters there, number 11 for the Cougars. Josh Enos with a nice block there to end the first half here from Warrior Field on the campus of Pontotoc High School. We're at halftime. The Pontotoc Warriors 27, South Pontotoc Cougars 0.
Sleeping that last play.
They sure did. I thought they would run the clock out. I did too. Too long passes.
That's called running the end zone with Somebody may do that tomorrow. That was one. Yeah, you know he is too. And he don't care. He's either way down here. He goes either way. He's not afraid.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're proud to present for your halftime entertainment the South Pontotoc High School Marching Band. The band directors are Kevin Carey, Trevor Carey, and Merle Christie. The band is under the field direction of drum major Amanda Miller. The drum captains are Becky Lester and Josh West. The flag captain is Emily Valdra. The featured soloist tonight is Aaron Horton. Tonight, the band will present Motown Magic with the music Heat Wave, Get Ready, My Girl, Stop, In the Name of Love, and a Stevie Wonder medley. And now, the pride of South, the South Pontotoc High School Band. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the All-Superior Pontotoc High School Warrior Marching Band. The band is under the field direction of Drum Major Elizabeth Kidd. We invite you to enjoy tonight's performance of international dance music. Join us now as we boogie down. Samba with us to the classic sound of Brazil and experience the rhythmic sound of the Serengeti in our drum feature, Ngoma. Tonight, the band will close the show with the hot Latin tune, Tiger of San Pedro. Featured soloists tonight are very own Judon, Daniel Payton, Brad Griffin, Michael Franklin, Crystal McMillan, Timothy Crawford, Tabitha Swan, and Lee Pitts. On behalf of Warrior Band Directors Brian Valentine, Jimmy Wallace, and Ryan Todd, Pontotoc High School Principal Mr. Sal Gotti, and Superintendent of Pontotoc City Schools Dr. Susan Perkins.
Back live for the kickoff for the second half. Crudup on the return for the Cougars. Bass with a deep kick. Winner on the stop for the Warriors. Ball on about the 27-yard line to start the second half.
Mike, you got to be thinking the Cougars want to come out early and get something started just to get the score a little closer than what it is. As the Warriors went into the half with 27-0 lead, the Cougars really need to get something started here.
Cougars come out. Jamison under center. Campbell on the carry. Straight up the middle for the Cougars. Good running room. 32, Josh Campbell. On across the 35-yard line to about the 36-yard line. Where to make it the 35-yard line is where they called him down. Where to be second down at about 3.
Good gain on that play. Gained about 8 yards on that carry.
I have to plug for that young man. That's my first cousin, Josh Campbell there. For the Cougars. I'm a Warrior fan, but I have to pull for my cousin.
That's number 40 on that carry, and that's my first cousin, Mark Gregory.
That's pretty weird there. That picked up first down yardage also on the carry there, Gregory did. Across the 37-yard line to the 38-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 Cougars, ball on the 38-yard line. South Pontotoc putting together a pretty decent little drive here to start off with if they can just keep the momentum going. Carry straight back up the middle again for South Pontotoc. 42 the carrier that time. That's Bowen again. Dietrich Clark on the tackle there for Pontotoc. Ball all the way up to the 40-yard line now where it'll be about 7, make that 8 yards to go for the first down.
The Warrior defense has really been strong. South coming out with a pretty good running attack here early in the second half, though.
Jamison back under center for the Cougars. Dropping straight back. Good protection. Plenty of time. And he threw the ball behind the intended receiver, Baker. Wet footing there again, played a little faster. He tried to come back to the ball, but just couldn't get his feet up under him to come back to that pass. Bringing up a third down situation, 3rd down and 8. Ball resting on the 40-yard line for the South Pontotoc Cougars. Cougars need to pick the first down up here to keep this drive going to start off the second half to try to get some momentum in their favor. One back set for the Cougars. Little cross buck reverse action. 40 fumbled the ball. Ball still on the ground. And it looks like the Warriors have recovered on the 40-yard line. Rob Pickett, number 11 for the Warriors, recovered the fumble. Greg there just couldn't ever get a hold on the ball. There was 40 Gregory there, just couldn't hold the ball.
Another tough break for the Cougars. Looked like he had just a little bit of running room, but like I say, he never could get the handle on it and just lost the ball. And Warriors take over here on the 40-yard line in excellent field position.
Jason McBride brings the Warriors up to the line of scrimmage. Two receivers left. Be Winter and Rucker. 2 back set. Ellis Scott, the ball carrier for the Warriors. Pretty good hole. 11 for the Cougars. Enos on the tackle. Gain all the way up to about the 32-yard line where the Warriors will have second down and about 3 yards to go for the first down. Ball is resting on the 32-yard line. 9 minutes, 34 seconds remaining here in the third quarter from Warrior Field and Pontotoc. McBride brings the Warriors to the line of scrimmage. James White, the ball carrier. Make that McBride on the quarterback keeper. He kind of confused me there, Greg. I thought James White had the ball, but McBride kept it and took it for the first down.
Yeah, it was a good run. He didn't get much, but he got just enough for the first down. Warriors got a good drive going here, and would be pretty tough for the Cougars to come back if the Warriors were to put it in for a touchdown now.
McBride brings the Warriors to the line of scrimmage. Ryan Winter left, Brian Rucker right. Rucker comes in motion, two-back set. James White, fake to James White. Braden Bishop wide open in the flat for the Warriors for the touchdown. Number 80, Braden Bishop from number 1, Jason McBride for the touchdown for the Warriors. South Pontotoc caught sleeping there, and the tight end, Braden Bishop, snuck out in the flat for the touchdown there, Greg.
And like you say, he was wide open, and just an easy throw for the quarterback, and excellent catch and for the touchdown, Mike. And once again, we'll try the point after here.
Robert Bass, number 3, into the game for the Warriors for the PAT. Rob Pickett will be the holder. Here's the snap. Pickett puts the ball on the tee, up and away, and the point after is good. With 8 minutes, 52 seconds left in the third quarter, the score now, Pontotoc 33, South Pontotoc 0. Make that 34-0 after the point after by Robert Bass.
And guys, real quick, we'll take a time here to mention Tudor Funeral Home on Coffee Street, a proud sponsor always here of Pontotoc Warrior football, South Pontotoc as well. Tudor Funeral Home, proud to be aboard this year on TV7. And I don't know about this next company, Greg, Jackson Implement Company. Anybody that has to spend every day with Benny Joe Parker is a pretty big man. So I tell you, I know we like to invite people out. Benny Joe would love to wait on him, wouldn't he? He needs something to do.
He needs some work out there. Needs to sell a few tractors out there. Got plenty to choose from. Just come see us up there at Jackson Implement.
Of course, you paint anything green, it'll add 20 years to it, right? John Deere, proud to be one of our sponsors each and every year here. We appreciate Benny Joe and Greg Collum and all the staff at Jackson Implement Company. And Greg, I know you'd like to make sure people come out and visit y'all.
Definitely. I like to put a little extra ad in for the company while I'm on the air here.
You need something to do, don't you?
Robert Bass comes forward on the kick for the Warriors. Crudup, 12 on the return. Backpedaled after the initial hit by Pickett. Brought down to the earth by number 21, White, for the Warriors at about the 11-yard line. First and 10 from the 11-yard line for the South Pontotoc Cougars.
He tried to cut it back and create something on the far side of the field, but just couldn't get away from the defender there and was brought down there to the 11-yard line.
Again, Pontotoc speed shows up in the kicking game and pins the Cougars with their back against the wall here in the third quarter. Jameson having trouble with a snap. Falls down on the ball at the 10-yard line. 41, Jones back there causing havoc in the backfield again for the Warriors. South Pontotoc with a loss of about a yard on the play. Ball back to about the 10.5-yard line where it'll be second down. And about 11 to go for the Cougars. Jameson up under center. Looks left and right. Mishandled the snap once again. Ball on the field. And Pontotoc Warriors have recovered the ball. 22, Dietrich Clark gets up over the ball there and makes the recover. And South Pontotoc just hasn't had any luck here in the second half getting anything going. Pontotoc looking like a sound football team here coming out from a second half. And McBride coming back in here, but I would think if Warriors could come in and score here, Greg. I think Dennis Robbins, being the coach that I've known him to be, would probably get some of the younger kids into this ball game here pretty soon.
I think so too, Mike.
Ella Scott, the ball carrier for the Warriors, taking the ball inside the 10-yard line. 50. Baldwin and 42, Bowen and Gregory all make the stop there for the Cougars on Ella Scott. Ball inside the 10-yard line down to about the 9-yard line, where to be second down from that point for the Pontotoc Warriors.
Like we talked about a while ago, you know, the big play at the end of the first half, and now Pontotoc already scoring a touchdown here in the second half. It just really kind of knocked the wind out of the Cougars here. They need something to get their life back to them.
Ella Scott on the sweep right, breaking into the end zone for the touchdown for the Warriors. With 7 minutes and 13 seconds left here in the third quarter, Pontotoc 40, South Pontotoc 0, awaiting the point extra attempt by number 3, Robert Bass.
Yeah, guys, I tell you, the Pontotoc team has really physically and mentally kind of wore down this South team here for 3 quarters now, nearly. The athleticism of Pontotoc has really gotten its way here, especially as we start the second half, Mike.
It really has. I mentioned that in the early going that was definitely going to be a factor, size and speed here, and it's come into play here as we start the second half. Snap back, Pickett puts the ball on the tee. Robert Bass takes it through the uprights, and now the Warriors have increased their lead to 41-0 here, Greg. And like I said, I hope at this point Coach Robbins will bring some of the younger kids in and get them some game experience here that could be vital to the Warriors when division play opens up here in a couple weeks.
I feel like being the coach he is, Mike. He's a good man, a good coach, and I feel like he won't run the score up here, and he'll let some of his young players out, get some playing time in tonight, and just really take advantage of this week to get some practice in.
Yeah, I hope he really lets some of these young kids. They come out and battle each and every day and every week during the summer and the fall, just like the starters do. And I hope he gives the kids a chance to put all their hard work on the field here tonight.
You know, guys, the level of competition is really going to pick up next Friday night. Greg, as Pontotoc heads to Fulton to take on Itawamba. And Itawamba, a very quality 4A school who made it to the playoffs last year to get defeated by Clarksdale. But that'll be really one of the first real true tests for this Pontotoc team other than Oxford.
Be a very tough game for them. And like you say, going on the road, it always makes it a little tougher.
Crudup on the return there for the Cougars, all the way up to about the 18-yard line. South Pontotoc looking to get something positive going here on the second drive of the second half here. Looks like Pontotoc is starting to filter in a few new faces on the defense. Number 9 coming in for the Warriors ought to be Corey Walker. And number 12, Robbins, Dustin Robbins, into the game also for the Warriors on defense here. And the Cougars look like they have brought in a new quarterback. Number 8, looks like. Trevor Hampton in now for the Cougars at quarterback. Had a Cougar a little bit shook up on the play. Number 50, a little slow, Mitch Baldwin getting up. Gain of about 1 on the play to the 19-yard line, where it'll be second down and 9. The new quarterback, Trevor Hampton, calls the signals left and right.
I believe that's another new face we have in there, number 1, Byron Steen for the Cougars on the carry.
Another nice tackle by number 82, Ron Winter, on the play for the Warriors. for no gain there on the play. Warrior defense still hanging in there tough.
And to me, Mike, they've dominated tonight. The Warrior defense on the line of scrimmage has not allowed South Pontotoc to get anything going offensively. South has not had a consistent drive in the whole ball game. And credit that up front there for the Warrior defense. Just very strong here tonight against South Pontotoc.
Size and speed, once again, playing a big factor in this game. There again, 66 for the Warriors. That'd be Crump in the backfield on the new quarterback for South Pontotoc before he could get out from under center good, and loss is all the way back to about the 11-yard line there, where to bring up a 4th down. Timeout on the field.
I tell you, with this timeout, we'll cut it to a break and hear from some more from some of our sponsors. We'll mention First National Bank, proud to be a part of the games here at Pontotoc. First National with 2 locations to serve you, and also Montgomery Drugs on Highway 15 North. Go by and see all the staff with the drive-through window service at Montgomery Drugs. 2 of our fine sponsors here for the 2000 campaign. Back with more in a moment here on TV 7, your local sports connection. Man, we plugged him good, didn't we? Yeah. So he works for Jackson. And plugged him real good. Jason's going to come by a tractor next week. Yeah, you got to sell him on it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Kurt.
We convinced him.
Is Kurt hurt tonight?
Kurt.
Is Kurt hurt tonight, too?
What is this here now? Oh, he's going to punt it. Okay. Yeah. Stand by.
Josh Campbell in to punt for South Pontotoc. Low line drive kick is down on the 49-yard line by Jamison at Warrior 49-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Pontotoc from that point.
Wasn't a very high kick, but it got a good roll, didn't it, Mike?
It really did. It looks like we got a whole new offense in for Pontotoc, which I had hoped to see here. And the 5-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter, we have looks like a totally new offense in for Pontotoc with Dustin Robbins coming in at quarterback.
Yeah, get some of these new guys playing time, because you never know when you're going to need them. Greg, coming a game, anybody could get hurt as a starter. It's good when you can get a lead and get some guys in, get some playing experience. Nothing will take the place of that in practice.
That's right. You can practice every day, but there's nothing like the time that you spend out here in game time, game situations. It's totally different than it is out on the playing field.
It might be a delay, taking too long. Mike, I didn't catch it.
23 looked like he was trying to come off the field. We had a little offside there also. Looked like we had a little confusion there with all the new guys in.
Well, guys, I'm looking forward to next week up at Itawamba, because you play the big 4A schools like that to get you ready for a tough division that Pontotoc's in, and it definitely, Mike, should get them ready going into the Kossuth, Ripley, and all those series coming up.
Yeah, Itawamba has a very sound ball club, and we'll get a true test to see exactly what we have next week when we travel to Fulton. Flag again on the play. Looked like Pontotoc might have started early again there. These young kids are just energetic and have got a lot of life, and just a little anxious to get going there. And that is the call. Illegal procedure against the Warrior, moving back again 5 yards, where it'll be a 1st and 20 now. Ball on about the 41-yard line now. Greg, looks like the kid's just excited to get going and not listening to the snap count and just getting a little anxious.
I think that's what it is. You know, they probably hadn't many of them seen any game time yet this year. Pontotoc's had some close games, and first time out on the field, it makes them a little nervous.
Robbins gives the ball up the middle. Barry was the ball carrier there for the Warriors. Several Cougars in the middle of the defensive line make the stop there. Warriors look left and right. The quarterback, Robbins, does. Gets up under center. Flags again. Referees conferring on exactly what the call is. And they call it against Pontotoc one more time. Illegal procedure. 5-yard penalty again. 3rd down and 23 now. Ball all the way back to the 39-yard line. And Greg, this ball game is turned into a penalty play game here quick with all these new guys in.
It has. Maybe they'll get their bearings back and get rid of those nerves and start playing ball here again. Get these young guys some game experience here. It'll be good for them.
Second down and 23. Ball on the Warrior 39-yard line. Robbins drops back under heavy duress. Fumbled the ball on the way to the ground. Robbins looked like he maintained possession for the Warriors. South Pontotoc with a very good defensive pressure there. Hurry and Robbins, good coverage downfield by the Cougar defense there, Greg.
Yeah, it was, Mike. These young guys, we may see a different type ball game with them. They're fresh and going to have a lot of energy starting out here and make it pretty exciting to watch them.
The Warriors split 85. Grisham, 83. Miles, left. Carry on the play, straight up the middle. Is 9, Walker for the Warriors. Gain of a couple on the play, bringing up 4th down. 4th down and about 21 or 2 yards to go. Bishop into the game for the Warriors, and I believe this may be the first or second time Pontotoc's punted the ball tonight, Greg.
Their punter hadn't gotten much time in tonight, and Pontotoc has to take a timeout as they don't have enough men on the field right now.
I believe they just had 10 men out there and had to burn a timeout there.
And guys, with a timeout real quick, we'll make mention. I know both you guys are planning on attending the game tomorrow up in Oxford, and I know me being a State fan, I won't be there, but probably because I couldn't get a ticket, wouldn't pay the price it would cost me. But Greg, I know it's going to be a big ball game. Tommy Tuberville coming back to Vaught-Hemingway Stadium. I know the Ole Miss faithful will be up for his return.
It's a big game, both for the rivalry and, like you say, for the SEC standings. And I know Ole Miss will be up for it. That's become a big rivalry in the past 2 years since Tuberville did leave Ole Miss. And I'm really looking forward to it. Hope we can pull off a big victory there.
You know, Mike, Auburn proved they had a good back against Wyoming, and both teams definitely have the running game. Ole Miss, you think you give them the edge being at home?
I'm not real sure. I got a little added bonus. Last Saturday in the Grove, it was rumored that the WWF champion, The Rock, could be live tomorrow in Oxford for this big game because Tuberville was his position coach when he played college football in Miami. And he called the University of Mississippi and wanted to have a guest appearance tomorrow at Oxford for this big homecoming for Tommy Tuberville.
You don't think they're going to suit him up as a rebel, do you?
I don't believe they'll suit him up as a rebel, but I would like to see him live on the 50-yard line with a microphone and get the crowd into it early tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of excitement on campus tomorrow. Festivities will get started early in the morning for the 6 o'clock kickoff tomorrow night on national TV, ESPN2 carrying the game.
It should be a good ball game. Probably go down to the wire and be a very memorable game there for Ole Miss and Auburn. Looking forward, I know y'all are to it. With a win last year, try to make it 2 in a row against Auburn, which I don't think's ever happened with Ole Miss.
I don't believe it has either. Back to live action here. 15, Jamison back in the game for the Cougars. Threw the ball right to the Pontotoc receiver, but the referees called that Pickett was on the ground and the ball hit the ground before he caught it. So it is incomplete pass is the ruling on the field. Ball on the 34-yard line where it'll be 2nd down and 10. Ball on about the 34-yard line. I'm not exactly sure who he was throwing to that time, Greg. Threw it right toward the Warrior defender, but luckily hit the ground.
I think maybe he just didn't have enough arm. There was a Cougar a little, about 10 yards down the field past the Warrior, but it was really hard to tell.
Jamison is back in it. Was back in at quarterback, but now 8 back in at quarterback for the South Pontotoc Cougars. Hampton won. Steen was the ball carrier there for the Cougars, who fumbled the ball. Loss of about 1 on the play, bring up 3rd down and 11. Ball resting on the 32-yard line.
Back to the Auburn game, you talking about Tommy Tuberville. I think all the Ole Miss fans just want to keep him from ever getting a win at Oxford.
I'm sure that's a high priority on their list.
Jamison back in at quarterback. Crump makes a big stop. 4th down for the Cougars on the 28-yard line. Cougars look like they're going to bring back in the punting unit. Josh Campbell, 32, and the punt for the Cougars.
I tell you, he's been a busy man tonight, Mike.
He really has. High snap. Campbell corrals the ball somehow, gets off the kick.
He's a little slow getting up, it looks like. He did an excellent job just to get that punt off, Mike. And the Warriors were all over him. And with a high snap, he barely could get a handle on it, but he somehow got it off and took a pretty good roll and got down to the 42-yard line.
He did a real good job just to corral that ball and get it off. He took a man-sized hit after he did get the punt off. Looked like he was wanting a penalty on the play, but no call. So the Warriors will take over on their 42-yard line with 48 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Robbins back in at quarterback for Pontotoc. Up under center. The give straight up the middle. 31, the ball carrier for Pontotoc now. Another new face in the game. That is Frison. I think somebody said earlier this year he is kin to Tremaine Frison, who was a big-time player for Pontotoc last year, who's now in uniform for the ICC Indians.
I remember him, and hopefully he'll be just as good a ball player as his brother was. He was a fine ball player here at Pontotoc.
9, Corey Walker, the ball carrier for the Warriors.
Corey Walker on the carry.
Tackle on the play for the Cougars. Austin, who's been a very busy man. His jersey's so soiled you can't hardly read the numbers on it now, Greg. He's been a very busy man and looks like a fine football player for the South Pontotoc Cougar defense.
He is a fine football player, been in on a lot of tackles tonight and kept him busy. We have a timeout on the field.
And guys, we'll take a break and hear some more from our sponsors. People's Bank here in Pontotoc. 2 locations serve you. Russell Oil Company on Reynolds Street right here in town. JB's Quick Stop at the main intersection right here. Go by and see the staff at JB's Quick Stop. And also Hanghouse Daycare in the Old Sunflower Shopping Center. Back with more in a moment here from Pontotoc. They lead it 41-0 over South. Stay with us. What is it? You want the 440? Here you go. I've been doing life 6 months. I go cruising, I put the bands in, I go right to them.
Only thing about getting them young people in there, they always got a lot of penalties.
I mean, it's good. It ain't good. It's good to keep a few leaders in there. I mean, I think you do. You don't need to just take all 12, boom, or 11, whatever.
Got a couple in there.
Keep a few, just kind of keep everybody calm down. Get all them out there and they all wild.
I want to get a jump on somebody.
Maybe just, you know,
Just phase them in. Put some backs and receivers in there. Leave your line in there.
Hey, they make it. You in on it? I told you I'll make it. Real money. Big money. Oh, cool. Glad we wasn't on.
Back to live action here. Robbins up under center. Rolls back to pass. Decides to tuck it and run. And gets to the first down yardage all the way to the Pontotoc 45-yard line.
Looked like a gain of about 10 yards there. Good run by the young quarterback.
It really was. I believe 42 there. Bowen on the tackle there for the Cougars. 45-yard line of the South Pontotoc Cougars is where the 1st and 10 Warriors take over at that point. Robbins looks left and right. Receivers left and right for the Warriors. Several new faces keep filtering in for the Warriors. Walker, the ball carrier, gets his feet up under him. Host of Cougars make the stop after a minimal gain of a couple yards there on the play for Corey Walker. Second down and 8. Greg, new faces keep coming in every play for the Warriors here, and Coach Robbins, it looks like he's doing a fine job of getting a whole lot of the younger players into the game now.
I believe he is, Mike. Like we've talked about, it's so good for these young guys. You know, they put forth such an effort in practice all through the season, and now they're finally getting to show something on the field.
Robbins, naked bootleg to the left side of the field. Ooh, slung to the ground by 40 Gregory there. Flag on the play.
Waiting for the call from the officials here.
Holding against the Warriors is the call. Be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, which looked like will bring up about a second down and 20 situation here for the Warriors. Ball moved all the way back to the Pontotoc 44-yard line.
Well, you know, the Warriors have not allowed a point here at home this year, so trying to hold up to that tonight, Greg, and keep their opponents scoreless here at home.
That's something to say for their defense. Just tells you just how strong and just how good they are on defense.
Robbins on the keeper again.
Robbins on the carry. Number 44.
Gregory again on the stop along with number 44. Into the game now for the South Pontotoc Cougars. That'll be Herndon also in on that stop there for the Cougars. Gain of about 2 yards there for the Warriors.
Be third and long, third and about 20 yards to go for the Warriors here.
Robbins up under center. Running the option.
Good tackle by number 42 for the Cougars. That's Josh Bowen again. He's had a couple of tackles tonight here too, Mike.
Yeah, he looked good. He ran the ball hard there a couple times too.
Looks like a whole unit came out and a new unit in, Greg. So, again, here's some more people back in for Pontotoc.
Yeah, they're in the punt formation this time as there was 4th and 20. They'll be kicking off to the Cougars here.
Braden Bishop in to punt for the Warriors. Jamison back deep for the Cougars. Fair catch signal by number 21 for the Cougars. Pettit. Where it'll be 1st and 10 Cougars from the 26-yard line.
And Greg, I know you want to talk a bit here. I'll indulge you on Mississippi State. Since Jason and I get our part in here, they get a week off to try to figure out how to score, get more than 127 yards on offense in a game. And I'd say, even though it's early in the season, it's a good week. It's a good time to have an off week to get recouped. And Sparky Woods and staff's got to figure something out and get some yardage on offense.
You're exactly right. No doubt State has the strong defense, one of the strongest in the country, but do need to work on their offense. And like I say, Sparky's got to try to figure something out, get his offense fired up to where they can get some yards and put some points on the board, as they're going to face next Thursday night a tough BYU team.
Jamison was back in at quarterback for the Cougars, giving the ball straight up the middle.
Yeah, there's a lot of people going to be flying out to Provo, Utah for the game, and it's going to be a good ball game. BYU, traditionally a good ball team, been in a lot of bowl games, so definitely it'll be a test for Mississippi State, and hopefully the offense can get on track a little bit better than what they were against Memphis. But it's something when you don't have any more yards than that and you still beat a team 17-3, it speaks pretty highly for your defense, but that won't win you a bunch of games. You got to get some more offense going.
That's true, and like I said, BYU's a good team, and I think it'll be two good defenses going head-to-head in that game. BYU's already faced Florida State this year and played them a pretty good game, so it'll be interesting to see what the Bulldogs can do down there.
And Mike, while we're talking about it, some good matchups going on tomorrow around the SEC. South Carolina hosting Georgia. Lou Holtz will try to get a huge upset there against a Georgia Bulldog team that's looking to win the East. And then you've got, of course, another good matchup coming up. Trying to think which one it is. I know there's one more.
I believe Vanderbilt and Kentucky play tomorrow.
Vanderbilt at Birmingham taking on the Crimson Tide.
That's right.
Two, Jamison on the sweep for the Warriors. Ball on the ground. Looks like the Warriors have recovered. Vassar, number 7, Jason Vassar, looked like came up with the ball there for the Warriors across the way. 60 was also causing trouble on the sideline over there. That would be Mays for the Warriors.
Well, I tell you, they were in hot pursuit and just knocked that ball loose. And I tell you, it's really, Mike, really, Pontotoc really took the game over there in the middle of the second quarter of play, even before halftime, and had the last second touchdown there before the half that really just put the stake in it.
Yeah, Cougars have been flat all half here, just really never have got anything going, lost all momentum, and it looks like they're more or less just going through the motions here in the second half. And clock is continuing to roll with 7:19 left here in the ball game. Looks like the Warriors have the third quarterback of the evening into the game. Fumble on the snap, 45 for the Warriors. Picked the ball up, and he is just running all over the South Pontotoc Cougars. That is Ty Berry running the ball hard there. Greg, I don't know exactly how he ever got the ball, how the ball got to the backfield, because the new quarterback, 6 for the Warriors, which is Stewart, never touched the ball.
That's true, Mike. What looked like was going to be a busted play, Barry picked the ball up and turned it into a big first down gain.
The ball is inside the 15-yard line, on about the 14-yard line, and Stewart is in the game now, number 6 for the Warriors. Flags fly.
Quarterback now for Pontotoc, number 6, John Stewart.
Stewart coming to the sideline to get the play from Robbins here. The call on the field was encroachment against the defense. Moved up 5 yards where it'll be 1st and 5 now. Ball inside the 10-yard line on approximately the 9-yard line. Greg, one more score here and it's going to get uglier than ever here.
That's true. Clock continues to run. I know the Cougars can't run fast enough for them right now.
Barry, the ball carrier, straight up the middle of the Cougar defense. On the tackle there, 44 led the way for the Cougars, which is Herndon.
And guys, we got to start thinking about our player of the game coming up in the post-game show. We'll try to talk with Coach Dennis Robbins and talk about the game with Itawamba. And also we'll talk with our player of the game, whom I know y'all have already got maybe an idea who that might be. We might have to discuss that a little bit.
A lot of outstanding players in tonight's game. We'll have to discuss that among ourselves and make a decision on that. But like I say, a lot of players looking good here tonight.
Kerry Walker on the sweep around the corner for the Warriors. Flags fly. 23, a new player in for South Pontotoc in on the stop there. That is Pettit. The call is holding against the Warriors. that should help the Cougar defense out right there, Greg, on that 10-yard penalty, because the Warriors were all the way inside the 10-yard line there, looking to break through with another big score there, and that ball moved it back to the 15.
That will help the Cougars out. That's just what they need. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 11, looks like right now. Ball on the 15-yard line.
Stewart still in at quarterback for the Warriors, looking left and right. Got receivers left and right. 2 backs in the backfield, split backfield. Stewart falling back. Great looking pass for the young Warrior quarterback. 23 for the Warriors.
Bryce Bedford on that reception, Mike, and it was a good-looking throw and a good-looking catch by a couple of young players, young quarterback. Looks like good things to come still for Pontotoc in the years to come.
That was a good pass. It was just a timing route. He stepped 3 steps out from under center and threw the ball to the spot, and the young man ran to the ball well, and the ball was there and made a great catch for the score there. Bass in. Ball placed on the tee by Pickett is up and good. Flags fly everywhere. Looks like they might get a roughing the kicker call there against the Cougars. They put a lot of pressure back on the kicker, Bass, and flags flew as soon as the kick went up. Personal foul, roughing the kicker is the call against the Cougars. It'd be great for both teams to keep their composure here as the game has gotten out of hand here in the 4th quarter, but it's been very well played, and sportsmanship has definitely been shown to this point here in this game.
Guys, real quick, we'll mention Ken Island Insurance and Ecru, a proud sponsor here. Be sure and thank him for his support of Pontotoc Warrior football. OneCallInc.com. Of course, that's JC, Aaron, and staff. OneCallInc.com for all your internet services. They have it all at OneCallInc.com. Proud to be a part of the Warriors here tonight. We're going to take a break and be back with more here. We're with 5:17 to go in the ball game. Pontotoc winning big. We'll be right back.
Back here live at Warrior Field, and the kickoff goes out the back of the end zone. Cougars will take over at the 20-yard line.
Robert Bass showing the strength of his leg once again. They say Robert Bass is some kind of soccer player, and he definitely has a bright future ahead of him here at Pontotoc High School if he stays with it. It's hard to find any 3A school in our area that has a person that's designated just as a kicker. But we definitely have found a 9th grader here that has stepped up and been big already in the first 3 games this year in Robert Bass.
That's such an important part of a football team as a kicker, and like you say, Mike, not a lot of high school teams have that, but you got a good one here at Pontotoc for several years to come still.
Well, guys, a meeting on the field south will have to go back and regroup and try to get back on track next Friday night. I don't know where they'll be, but I tell you, it's tough to come up here and be overmatched, and that's what they've been tonight. They've just been outmatched by a very good Pontotoc team this year, maybe even as good as last year's. And they've just been blown off the line here most of the ball game, and just had a tough time getting going anything offensively here tonight for South.
It has been a tough game, and like I say, it's tough to come up here and lose like this. Tough on your confidence, but they got to get back and hit it hard next week and try to get back and going next weekend.
Back to live action here. Cougars take over on the 20-yard line. Ball straight up the field. Bowen the carrier for the Cougars. Gain of about 5 yards on the play, bringing up 2nd down and 5. Ball resting on the 25-yard line.
And we just got told that Morville will be at South next week, Mike, for homecoming. South's homecoming. They'll be hosting Morville. Maybe they can get back on track there and get their confidence back, maybe get a victory.
Yeah, it'd be great for the Cougars. Very young team. They don't have a whole lot of senior leadership from looking at their roster here. They're a young team with a bright future here, but it's just so brutal in 3A football. A long pass downfield intended for Jamison. Covering on the play is 9 for the Warriors. Kerry Walker. Third down and 5. From the 25-yard line of the Cougars.
Real quick, guys, I'll get Daffodils Flowers and Finery in. Daffodils located on Reynolds Street. Go by and see Kathy and all the staff at Daffodils, many gift selections and baby items and more right here in Pontotoc. Daffodils and also Charlie Robinson Cattle Buyers. Be sure and give Charlie Robinson and staff a call. And Charlie Robinson Cattle Buyers, another proud sponsor here for the Pontotoc Warriors.
17 in the game now for the Cougars. Long pass. Again intended for Jamison. 17 is Stephen Sorsey, the quarterback now for the Cougars. Throwing a long bomb, incomplete. Bringing up a 4th down situation for the Cougars. Looks like they're bringing Josh Campbell back into the game for a punt again. He's been very busy, as Bill mentioned earlier tonight. Several kicks for Campbell under his belt tonight. A lot of confusion on the field for South Pontotoc, and they call a timeout with 4:18 left in the 4th quarter from Warrior Field here in Pontotoc. The home-standing Pontotoc Warriors 48, the South Pontotoc Cougars 0. Back to live action here. Campbell's punt was a good one. Back down all the way at the 26-yard line of the Warriors. Warriors bringing in a lot of new faces once again on offense. Trying to get some game time experience here for some of the younger kids that could be important here in the weeks to come. Like we said earlier, Pontotoc with a tough game next week at Fulton against a 4A opponent in Itawamba, and it'll definitely give these Warriors a test to see exactly where we are.
Yeah, it will be quite a challenge for them. We were just discussing during our break about our player of the game, Mike, and we've come to the conclusion that we'll have to pick Dietrich Clark tonight for our player of the game, as he had just an outstanding game tonight, in on a lot of plays, and just he's an outstanding ball player, and we'll see good things out of him all year long.
Yeah, he really beefed up a lot over the year here. From last year to this year, he's gained a lot of weight, got a lot of size, always had a lot of speed, and he can really jump and make some big things happen here for the Warriors on offense and defense. Had several good runs early and a couple of big tackles here in this game tonight, and he is our player of the game.
I tell you, not only can he play football, but he can flat play basketball. He was almost a one-man team last year, and I tell you what, he's fun to watch on the court as well, Mike, as I know you've seen him play. And I tell you, he's just a talented young man, and no doubt about it, he deserves the player of the game tonight. I never did get y'all's pick on the ball game tomorrow. I meant to get your pick. I think Greg said it may be close with Auburn winning by 3. I don't know. What was your?
You know better than that. You know who both our picks are. We're both big Ole Miss fans, so we got to go with the Rebels on this game.
I'm going to say Rebels in a close one, 24-21.
I believe it will be a high-scoring game, probably.
Stewart back in at quarterback. Host the Cougars in on the tackle after a short gain, led by number 42. Bowen again in on the tackle for the Cougars. Several new faces still filtering in for the Pontotoc Warriors.
Well, as we said, guys, the road is tough for these Cougars ahead. I know they play Bruce for Bruce homecoming. And then, as you said, they've got Shannon, they've got Amory, they've got Houston. That's just 3 there that just unbelievably loaded with talent. And it's just going to be a tough test ahead. It's going to be a tough road for the Cougars. They're in a very tough division.
That's right. I mean, we've talked about it several times tonight. It's just real tough to the smaller Cougars for them to get any victories over these big, strong 3A teams.
Stewart, the ball carrier. 51 for the Cougars, knocked him out of bounds over here. Justin Robinson. Gain all the way up to about the 35-yard line, but a flag is on the play. Illegal block in the back, I believe, is going to be the call. Illegal block is the call on the Pontotoc Warriors.
Mike, I know Greg's going to be thinking about us next Friday night as he'll be in New York checking out Niagara Falls. So we may be a little envious of him next weekend. I don't know.
That's exactly right.
I know he'll wish he was at Itawamba, though.
I'm really looking forward to that trip. I think it'll be fun. Get to see some things I've never seen before. I'll be thinking about y'all while I'm up there.
I want you to stand on the edge now and bring us a picture back. Get Rob to make you a picture.
I'll let Rob stand on the edge.
There you go.
Back to action here at Warrior Field. Second down and 12. Ball on the 25-yard line for the Warriors. Stewart under the gun here. Reverse to number 83. 83 Miles on the reverse there for the Warriors. I believe if he'd have kept on running there, Greg, he had a lot of green there in front of him, but he saw the Cougar defender coming up and slowed up a little bit and was tripped up there on about the 31-yard line, where it bring up third down, and looks like about 6 yards to go.
Yeah, he had a lot of room there, but Cougars reacted well and saw him getting to the outside, and like I say, he slowed up a little bit, but they were able to get out there and stop him for not too much of a gain.
Flags fly everywhere on the play. Movement on both sides of the ball. The referees trying to confirm who the penalty was against. Illegal procedure against the Warriors is the call.
And I tell you, this is, as we was talking about earlier, Mike, a tight division with Pontotoc. You know, Ripley has to be a little bit the favorite maybe, but you know, really, you got some tough teams in there with Kossuth and Corinth, and it's going to be a dogfight all the way through that division, I believe. And you don't know who might get injured, who's going to stay healthy. It's going to be a good matchup there. Several teams going to be real close, I think, some ball games. And hopefully Pontotoc, of course, last year just got left out of it. And you know that they have to think about that this year and try to get in that second place or even win it all and get in the playoffs.
Yeah, they hope to make the playoffs this year, but if I had to bet money, I'd say somebody will be in the same situation Pontotoc was last year and get left out again this year, because there's 3 or 4 very evenly distributed talent-wise teams in our side of the bracket, and somebody will get left out again this year, and hopefully this year that the Warriors won't come in on the short end of the stick.
Yeah, we saw a great game last year here with Corinth, and Pontotoc pulling a victory out there. But I tell you, Corinth made them sweat it out to the end, and of course against Kossuth as well.
That's exactly right. Brian Rooker in to punt the ball now for the Warriors, with a good roll all the way down to the 28-yard line. We have 59 seconds remaining here in this ball game. The Cougars will bring in their offense for what should be the last possession here of the ball game, trying to make positive yardage here for a little bit of confidence here going into next week's homecoming matchup against the Moorville Troopers.
They would like to get some yardage and move the ball a little bit, like you say, just to build a little confidence as they're heading into a matchup next week at homecoming against Moorville.
I really don't believe they have enough people that want in the game right now. They don't have but 2, 4, 6, 7 people on the field right here. 4 people short. Just hoping to find some players that want out here on the field here to finish up this game here with Pontotoc leading 48-0. Just looking to run out the clock here are the South Pontotoc Cougars trying to regroup at this time. Pontotoc played a lot of new faces here in the second half, which we hope for to get some game day experience for some of these young kids, and I think I believe that is definitely the thing to do here in a ball game that's out of control like this one is here.
And guys, we'll take a quick timeout and be right back with the conclusion. Stay with us. Don't worry about it. I stopped it because we were running out of tape. So I got to get it all in this. I got to save one for the interview. What does it say in the calendar? 2:34. Got about 8 minutes left to tape. Okay. I'll start it back. Get on and I'll put it back on. Jason.
Back live here at Warrior Stadium here on the campus of Pontotoc High School for the conclusion of this 3A matchup between the South Pontotoc Cougars and the Pontotoc Warriors. Number 8 in at quarterback for the South Pontotoc Cougars. Hampton. Walker defending here for the Warriors. Incomplete pass. Illegal procedure is the call against South Pontotoc on the play. Warriors looking toward the sideline to see if they should accept or decline the penalty. They do decide to take the penalty, a 5-yard penalty for illegal procedure against the Cougars, back them up 5. Bringing the ball back to about the 22-yard line where it'll be first down and 15 now. Ball on the 22 for the Cougars.
And just 50 seconds left in this competition here tonight with Pontotoc leading 48-0.
Several new faces in on the Cougar offense as well here to end this game. A lot of confusion. Trying to get set is the Cougar offense. 8. Pitching back to 37 here. Lipsy, the ball carrier.
Tripped up by number 84 for the Warriors. Kerry Rogers. Pretty good tackle on the Cougar player.
Hold up, I stopped. I'm having to. That's all right. I mean, I cut it after we got through talking.
Crusade coming up.
Oh, yeah. We ain't got time.
But this is a Christian radio.
South Pontotoc throws the ball back to number 1 on the sweep. Steen on the sweep, close to first down yardage here on the play. Knocked out of bounds on the far side by number 60 and number 64.
All right. Hey, I'll make it work, guys. I started to use a 3-hour tape, but I thought I could get it on a 2-hour 45 minute.
Aim at 3 seconds.
See, I had to tape both bands. This tape's run the whole time.
Yeah.
It ain't been stopped. This will look all right, as long as I cut it off after we get through talking. I know I'm blocking you, Jason. Trying to see how much tape. I'd say this be the last play. What do you think?
Yep. South Pontotoc, what should be the last play of the ball game here. 8 dropped back, 21 on a crossing route. And that is the last play of the game. With a final score here from Pontotoc High School, the Warriors 48, the Cougars from South Pontotoc 0.
I tell you, Mike, we appreciate all of our sponsors, and what a dominating victory by Pontotoc here tonight over County Rivalry South. Appreciate all of our sponsors tonight, Greg, and y'all mention the player of the game one more time. We'll try to get a quick interview.
Dietrich Clark is our player of the game, and we'll be down on the field getting an interview with him and with head coach Phil Robbins.
Look forward to next week, Mike, as we'll be traveling to Fulton, as you said, to face a very good team there.
Yeah, really will. Hope everything works out well for the Warriors in Fulton next Friday night against a great 4A opponent in the Itawamba Indians.